finish this later.
I'm recording this.
Stay there. Mm-hmm. Are you recording right now?
My favorite memory is it was freshman year. And we were doing rehearsathon, and we were dogs. So
Back when all the costumes were simple.
so we had noses and whiskers like drawn on with eyeliner. And I got a really bad sunburn that day because I didn't think to put on sunscreen before I did the whiskers. So I walked around school for the next week with whiskers on my face.
It's not really a memory, but like flute sleepovers. It just sleepovers with flutes are just great. I usually like sleepovers. Those are a good time.
Alright, my favorite memory was a junior year legacy arc, where at the few counts of silence, I just yelled out chicken sandwich. Like half the band couldn't even play without laughing. Even Carlson gave me a look, I think. It was just so great.
Okay, should I share mine?
No.
Okay.
My favorite moment in band would probably be the laser tag party we had after the sophomore summer training, because of how everybody hated me after being really good at it, because I just kept on running to the enemy's base and just stealing a lot of points.
Yeah. When we went on the Arizona trip and we were at the science center, Dave and Carlson like bypassed like one of the interactive computers like security protocols just to play jazz music. And it was near closing time, and the moment we started playing the music, Carlson turned it up full volume and everyone just dipped out of the place. And we left it like that. We probably won't be able to go back there and forget, but it's fine.
We brought a console to Carnegie.
Actually?
Yeah, we brought our Wii.
Oh,
unfortunately, I forgot the Kinect. Or I don't know if it's called the Kinect. It's the
Wii motion sensor, dude.
Oh,
yeah, the motion sensor. The point being, to get into any game, you need the motion sensor. So they fashioned a makeshift thing, whatever it's called, the motion sensor, I guess, and we got the game working.
Kelly has been the same height.
Yes, but she was like towering over us. You were so tall.
Yeah. Now it's like normal, but before it was scary.
Like, she was like a giant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did enjoy the Boston trip. It was great. Being forced to go outside with a really bad fever and then throw ice at each other.
I don't know.
Overall, I'd give it a 10.
10.
Excuse you?
So, my favorite Carlson moment. So, it's the end of my sophomore year, which makes my sister's 8th graders. And we're doing assessments. So they had done their assessments earlier that week. And so I went in to do mine. And Mr. Carlson's, I saw your sisters. And I was like, oh. And he says, yeah, one of them asked me, hi, do you know my sister Crystal? And he did the voice. It was the greatest thing ever.
Okay, one of my first and most interesting memories in marching band was freshman year. I had moved from Turkey the year before, so
Turkey.
I didn't know that many people. Okay, so he turns around to me, and I'm sitting on the ground, and everyone's looking at me, and he just yelled, "Bats!" at me. And it was like one of the most scariest things ever. You know how Mr. Carlson's face is just like, ah. So,
Yes,
I kind of might have shed a few tears. I didn't tell anyone, but
that's okay. It's okay.
yeah, I was
All gone through that.
Yeah, it was scary, but that was fun, I guess.
In jazz, we play some like really smooth jazz songs a lot. So Mr. Carlson is usually up at the podium, and he's like, not too long ago, we were playing this like really sensual one. So he just started moving his hips. He just started moving his hips like he was jamming to it, and I was like, wow.
It was our freshman year during We Want to Live Forever, and I forget, Mr. Carlson was saying something about how we would be silent, like silent as a bone, I think it was. Silent as a bone. And it was during this really serious speech, and I lost it.
I just remember Mr. Carlson falling out of a lot of trees.
Yeah.
No, him sticking screwdrivers to the inner tree to form a makeshift ladder, and then go. Oh, those eucalyptus trees were
And when he put
insane.
the ladder on top of the Widowmaker.
Oh my god, this is so
That's
scary.
It was like freshman year, Who Wants to Live Forever, and we were learning the closer, and I was on 50 for like whatever set we were on, and I was like kind of in the front of the field, and Mr. Carlson was in the tree, and he goes, "You guys, you're just not getting into character. You know what? Right now, I need you to give me your best vampire face." And then like right at that moment, I yawned, and he goes, "Yes, just like that, Kelly!" And I was like. And I almost started crying, but apparently that's what he wanted.
What's scarier is when you call him by his first name and then he hears you, then you're dead.
Yeah. I'm not saying that Mr. Carlson walked in on me drawing a Lorax on the whiteboard, but I'm also not saying he didn't. But we're still chill because we're homies.
This is my confession, Mr. Carlson. I was the one who left the Twilight Sparkle McDonald's hat. That's why I'm on your podium. Like 2-3 years ago, that was definitely me.
There was that time when Joel bit Manny.
Oh yeah!
Because we were
Also
vampires, he got a
freshman year.
little too into the character. And he just bit Manny, and Manny was
right on the neck. He like snuck up and he
Manny
like,
didn't even say anything.
And he
was
bit
like,
him.
I don't even know what to say to this. And he just kind of sat there.
Oh god, but he actually bit him, and I do not want your mouth on me.
Okay, definitely my proudest moment was when Rick said that my body roll was really good. That's probably the crowning achievement of my high school career.
I knew Manny before I knew Mr. Carlson.
I remember Manny would always have like his portable radio or something and just listen to the Dodgers game during the practice.
Yeah.
I was like, Manny, if your head's not in the game, how can my head be in the game?
Well, since I'm a senior, what Richard always does is before a competition, he would hug the seniors. So I always like that because that made me feel special. He's just like, hug, good luck.
It was like one of the last days of band camp, and like the color guard was practicing in front of room 64, and we were like in our last hour, and everyone was tired. So Richard was like, "Okay, everyone, put down your equipment and get in a circle." So we were like in this huge circle on the grass, and then he was like, "Okay, everyone sit down," and then he started going, "Duck, duck." Duck, yeah, and then we played this huge game of Duck Duck Goose, and it was really funny because he was like trying to teach us like techniques and stuff. It was really funny, but yeah.
One of my favorite Marcus moments is he just showed up for the first time, and I was walking. He was like, "Hey, dude," and I'm like, "Oh, I gotta buy Dudette because I just thought it'd be funny to say," and he was like, "Gender doesn't matter. It's 2017 now."
One of my favorite Jeremy moments. It was during my freshman or sophomore year, I believe. I'd walk into class almost every day, and he'd circle game me, and I would.
What is that?
It's when you do this. Oh,
Jeremy would do that?
yeah, to us like almost every day, but like I don't know, just like little things like that, and like one time I said CD-ROM and he laughed. I felt like I was part of like a community, and I think more than any other teacher here, he's made me feel part of like a family.
I have so much advice.
Oh god, don't listen to it.
Well, you could stay classy, sassy, and
Just
a little bit nasty. But if you want actual advice,
Think about how you were treated by like seniors or juniors or whatever when you were a freshman and really take that to heart.
Bring a change of clothes after a competition so you don't stink.
Yeah.
Take care of yourself. Don't get injured. And if you do get injured, sit out.
Bring an extra pair of black socks.
Yeah.
Just in case you forget them.
Yeah. And always bring a sweatshirt because it gets really heckin' cold. And maybe a sleeping bag too, because that came in handy last year.
Yeah.
Any of those packets Mr. Carlson hands you with all those bebop scales and licks, you gotta memorize those. You gotta do those in all 12 keys, you know.
my only advice would be to just do the thing, and that whatever thing you choose to do it well. Yeah, I mean, there's really much. I just hope everyone who I've ever told advice to just passes it down, because I talk a lot. So.
Also, just like don't stop.
Yeah.
Believing.
Oh, also don't lock your knees. That's that's probably the one. Like, if you only remember one thing from the season, don't lock your knees.
Emily passed out before freshman year.
Should we do a demonstration?
Yeah.
You're Carlson.
Okay, yeah.
I'm me.
What happens in high school, you're not going to remember, but you, like Nate said, you are going to remember band and you're going to remember these people. So make your time with them count because it really, like, you can, like you said, it goes by like that.
If we can't
Trust
our president,
who can we trust? Favorite quote of the whole year.
Thank you.